Hey, what's up guys? So I'm here at the Vantrue booth here at SEMA, and they've actually got probably one of the most interesting dash cams that I've seen here throughout the entire show. Now, it's actually been a really good experience here. I've had a chance to meet with the owner and a lot of people from the company, and we're going over their lineup, going over some of the improvements that I'd like to see for the dash cam, which I'll be talking about, as well as kind of the vision for the company and what they're going to be focusing on here moving forward. And so with that said, let's begin here first by taking a look at some of the most recently updated and released models. Now, starting off with our most recently released dash cams, we've got the updated Nexus line. So for example, we've got the N4S, the N4 Pro S, and the N5S. And with these new models, one of the biggest updates is the fact that they now all support LTE for cloud connectivity. One of my personal favorites is probably going to be the N4 Pro S, and one of the big changes for that model specifically is the fact that it's now got Sony Starvis 2 sensors for all three of the different cameras. The N4 Pro S would probably be a really good pick for rideshare drivers, Uber, Lyft, taxis, for example. Their LTE module looks like this, and it's basically designed to plug into the dash cam to give it cloud connectivity. Now, this is actually the updated version of their LTE module. They actually wanted to improve the reliability of the connection, improve the stability of it, and so they recently released an updated version of the module here to help with just that. In fact, they're going to be adding LTE connectivity across their entire line of dash cams. And this is also important because they're going to be adding fleet connectivity for their dash cams in the future, actually next year as well. And so for that reason, improving the connection and stability of the LTE functionality is actually one of the company's priorities. Their next priority is dealing with some heat issues, specifically with models like the E1 Pro. I actually really like this dash cam. It's a compact 4K Starvis 2 model, but it gets really hot to the touch. And so for that reason, they actually want to make some improvements to help keep the dash cam cooler, both to the touch so people don't get close to burning themselves, and also to avoid any overheating issues with the dash cam shutting off. And they're also looking at applying some similar improvements to their Nexus line of dash cams too. Now, their next priority has to do with improving the parking recording capabilities, specifically how long it takes for the dash cam to wake up when it detects an impact. In fact, I did a video about this recently, testing the different low power parking recording modes with a lot of different brands of dash cams, and the N4 Pro S that I tested here was by far the worst, both in its energy saving, power saving mode, and even in its quick start mode. And so for that reason, they're looking to actually improve the startup times for when it detects an impact, whoops, I guess like that, and the dash cam wakes up and begins recording. Then the last thing that they want to prioritize is improving the menus of the dash cam, both in the dash cam itself and in the app. They're going to set it up with a set of basic settings and expert settings. So if you want to control just the most important settings, or you really want to dive into the details, you're now going to have the option either way. Now, what excites me the most here about what Vantrue is introducing is actually a new thermal camera, which is installed right here on this car. So it's basically designed to look down the road and look for the heat of things like people or even animals, and let you know inside the car, even if your dash cam can't see it, that, hey, there's something up the road ahead of you. And to better understand it, let's take a look at the system right here back behind me. Hey. So the system is going to be called the Pilot 2, and it's essentially a 4-channel dash cam where one of the channels is going to be the thermal camera. So you're going to have your front, rear, and interior recording like a traditional 3-channel setup, 2K, 2K, and 1080p. But what's new is we've now got the thermal camera that's going to be looking up the road ahead. Now, as for the thermal camera itself, they've got it installed right here on the hood, kind of clamped to the back of the hood. They said this is the optimal location for it to be installed. You can also install it in the grill area, but it's not going to be able to see quite as well because it's going to be lower to the ground. So this, they said, is actually going to be the optimal location. Now, the thermal camera itself comes with this protective rubber housing around it, which you can of course slide off if you like. This is the thermal camera itself, and then around it, it's got the clamp, which again attaches here to the hood. They also make another adapter if you want to attach it to your front license plate too. Now, to see and hear what's coming in from the thermal camera, you're going to have this dedicated display here. So you can see not only the 3 traditional dash cams here like this, but also the thermal camera itself. This is just a sample that they've got here for the show, but if we switch it over, let's take a look at what the thermal camera sees. So you can see it's basically looking for different people or animals or something that are out in front of you, and it can also beep to let you know that hey, maybe somebody's crossing right in front of your car. We've been having some discussion on how would it maybe have different alerts for animals or people, or what if we wanted to run it without this display so we could hear things without having this set up here on the dash. As far as the distance, as far as how far away it can pick stuff up, they said it's about 60 meters away. And then as you get closer and closer to the object, it's going to do a better job of identifying and classifying. Is it a person? Is it an animal? What is it? But this is, again, kind of something really cool that I haven't seen a lot of other dash cam manufacturers do. And I'm honestly kind of curious how well it's going to work in practice once it's all finalized, and how useful it's going to be too. Now, as a bonus with this display, if you've got it installed in your car, you can also run CarPlay here as well. So you could set it up here like this and get it connected to your phone. So now you actually have a dedicated CarPlay display too for things like navigation, Spotify, etc. Then as for the traditional dash cam, this one's gonna look pretty straightforward. You've got the front-facing camera, the cabin camera, as well as the rear-facing camera to record back behind. And this dash cam, the Pilot 2, is expected to launch in March of next year. It's gonna launch actually on Kickstarter. The MSRP, they're saying it's gonna be $599, so $600. Normally you'll be able to buy it for about $500 or so, though when it comes out on Kickstarter, of course, it's gonna be available at an even lower price than that. So stay tuned for that once it's available. Now, I'm really curious to see, like, once everything is finalized, how good is it, you know? Is it really useful in practice, or is it more of a gimmick? I actually honestly don't really know yet, but I'm very curious to see how this winds up turning out in the end. I really appreciate companies either way trying something new and unique and creative. Like, there's so many different dash cams available, and even tons of them here at the show. And it's nice to see a company trying something a little bit different to kind of stand out from the pack, to offer something that we haven't seen from other dash cams. And I'm curious to see how useful this is in practice once everything is done. And I'm curious to hear from you guys in the meantime. What do you think about something like this? Would it be useful to have something like this to let you know about maybe there's a person walking down the side of the road versus there's an animal on the side of the road that might run out? Like, can it tell the difference between those two? Can it do it before you get too close and you're about to hit a deer or something? Like, how good is it in practice? So I like the idea. I've never really used thermal cameras, so I'm not one to say, like, you know, how good this is in practice. I've seen mixed results from a variety of different options from other manufacturers. But either way, I'm really curious to see how something like this is going to turn out, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how useful you think something like this would be. And with that said, make sure you stay tuned for more videos from here at SEMA. There's a ton of really interesting stuff like this, and so if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you go ahead and do so and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date as well. I've got a lot of videos from here at SEMA to share with you guys, so as those videos go live, you can find out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're all doing great, and I'll see you in the next one.